Well, because I can't get up. Oh, there we go. Is that even or? Woo! Wow. Literally painful.
I've lived in New York my entire life. The worst thing about traveling in New York City in my wheelchair is the inaccessibility. Bad curb cuts, lack of curb cuts, the bad streets, the bad sidewalks, the bad streets transitioning into the curb cuts. There was this one time when I was crossing the street and there was a curb cut, but it had water, it was raining. When I went to cross, I went up it, and I didn't know that beneath the water there was a crack, and my front wheels went down into the crack, and I fell and I broke my leg. So it's a physical hazard for me to go through a curb cut with a puddle in it. I don't know what's beneath it, and it's also a damage to my chair. My chair in particular is really sensitive to water, and so when I go through it and I splash the water up and it wets all my wiring underneath, I'm without a chair for like a month. So I'm downtown a lot, I visit friends, I go shopping, and when I was on the corner of Madison and Rutgers, I got to this curb and it was a cliff. I was so surprised. Wow, this is a death trap. So then I ended up going to the other curb cut, and that puts me into oncoming traffic. Hashtag fix it now.
I'm Jenny and I'm a resident of New York City. I travel to downtown Manhattan quite a bit for business or, personal and going shopping or going to shows. Every time I go there, there's just always, some barrier I have to deal with. The worst part about navigating the streets in New York in my wheelchair would definitely be not having curb cuts where they need to be, and also just the cracks in the sidewalks and the fear of falling, and just being late to somewhere because there's not a way to get around. This one time I was on my way to a job interview and I actually had to go 3 blocks out of my way, which made me late because I could not find a curb cut, and it was just really stressful, and I didn't make a good impression for the interviewer. It happens quite often. It's not something you could Google to see what's accessible and what's not, and it's very, very hard as a disabled person to navigate the streets of the city. Well, at the corner of Broad and Stone, there was a curb cut on one side, but then when I crossed at the crosswalk, there was no curb cut on the opposite side. A motorized chair like I use and like other people use is not designed to go over a curb. It can't do it. My wheels were spinning so much that, I physically could not get over that curb. When there's no curb cut, it's very dangerous because you have to go into oncoming traffic, and sometimes you have to go blocks on the street trying to find a curb cut. There's really no way to prepare to know the conditions. I mean, when I go to a new place, it's just, I just hope that it's as accessible as it can be and just hope for the best.
Hashtag fix it now.
My name is Amy. I live in Hell's Kitchen, New York, which is a big tourist area. So here I am at the corner of 48th and 8th, and as you can see, I cannot get onto the sidewalk. This entire block is completely impossible to get across the street and around this block. So if I want to get on this block, on this side to my favorite Brazilian restaurant, I have to go in a bicycle lane, which is really not safe because cyclists can be very aggressive, and if I'm in their way, they will just come right to me. Right now I don't see any, so we're doing good. And God forbid a car swerves slightly out of their lane, it's coming at me. So to get on this block, this is what I have to go through. So all of that to get back to the other corner, I should be able to get where I need to go. So, as you can see, I can't get up on this corner, I can't get down on this corner. I have reported this corner to the city repeatedly in the 4 years that I have lived here, and they do nothing. So this is my reality. Hashtag fix it now.
Oh, that was fun. My name is Sean. I'm on my way home. Coming down the street on my block, and then I run into this tree that's at least 100 years old and totally impassable. Have to go in the street and go around it. There's no curb cuts here, so really the best place I can think of is right here. And there's still a drop. Well, I see there's no curb cut, so I'm forced to go into traffic. Right into oncoming traffic, yay. So even though downtown Schenectady is only 4 or 5 blocks away from my house, but to go to a restaurant like Johnny's or Proctor's or anything else down there, I have to get someone to drive me because the sidewalks are basically impassable.
So I'm on Worcester and Spring, and I come across this beautiful
ramped sidewalk. And what I could do is go over yonder and find some lower point to get up. But basically I would have to like go to the end of the street or go to that street and then go all the way around to get up here without killing myself. So New York, you must do a better job.